Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town, and here's what's coming up today. Luton head to Blackburn Rovers, put in another good shift, but unfortunately come away with 0 points, all thanks to a late goal. I think with the help of the referee, apparently apologised for what he did. We'll discuss that game in more detail today. We take a look at Harry Cornick, 150 appearances in a Luton shirt for Harry Cornick. It's been quite a journey, and today I feel like there's no Harry Cornick bashing. That's what we're used to. Let's be positive, look at what he's done for us. And we also answer your Instagram questions, and we'll keep you updated with the transfer window as well, because at the moment, there's still a few hours to go till deadline. Rumours are flying around, so we'll discuss that today. I'm joined by Dave, with me as always, Pataro's on Zoom, and Darren joined us on Zoom today as well. Evening, boys, how are we?
Evening.
Evening.
Pataro,
very good, thank you.
Pataro, you eating something there today, mate?
Oh, sorry, I'm the chili con carne, mate. You know, dinner was ready as you said, let's go, but you know, we'll forget about that.
I love it.
Just make sure I got. Yeah, I'm all right. Good. Thank you. Go.
I feel like we should start off by talking about the transfer window. It's in full swing at the moment. The rumours are flying around. Apparently, we are close to securing loan deals for Edwards from West Brom, the winger, and also Tom Ince from Stoke. I've seen a little highlight reel of this Edwards guy, looking pretty good.
How old is he?
He's young. He's like 22, I think.
He's quite young. So, you know, and he's. I think I read he's almost out of contract, or he's contract
6 months left.
6 months left. So, you know, if he comes and performs well, you never know what might happen. Eh?
I hope we get him, to be honest, because he's class. I've seen him play. He's brilliant.
Reading a few West Brom fans on social media, they've said like he's tricky, he's pacey, bit inconsistent. But I just think, realistically, can it be much worse than what we've got? Is that harsh for me to say? Is it?
We'll get into that.
And he'll have a point to prove, won't he? So he's, you know, he'll be playing for different sort of reasons as such. So that might just bring something more out in that than the current flock that we've got.
And also looking at the little highlight reel that's gone out on social media today, he looks just like a very attacking-minded winger, which I feel like we've got him in Luwa, but he's got no end product. And I don't know, I'm just excited by it. And Tom Ince as well. Look, I think for a player that's been and played in the Premier League and was linked and gone for millions, I think if we can get him, why not give him a go? I know some Luton fans have said, like, oh, he's overrated. But sorry, you even said a minute ago you think he's overrated.
Yeah.
Tom Ince.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I did say that, and I'm not going to take it back because I do still think he's overrated. Sorry, he's not. I mean, for us, he's probably decent. I mean, people look at that and go, he's a decent sign for Luton. But if you watch him play enough, he's, you know, he don't really get me burning up or anything like that. So,
yeah, but do our current wingers do that for you?
What's that, sorry?
Do our current wingers get you excited? When you're seeing Cornick getting them positions, why not just make that Ince? We might get a bit of quality.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but maybe Ince's got a bit more end product about him. But, you know, I love Cornick, so leave him alone, mate. Come on.
I don't think the Ince one for me doesn't get me excited. I don't think. I'm not.
But Edwards though.
I'm not.
But you know what? Sometimes the new faces in a team will spur everybody else on as well. You know, sometimes we need something different to offer because we got a bit stagnant.
I'm not going to lie, the Tom Ince signing excites me. Just because I feel like I think we need a change. We need something to change.
Exactly, we need a change. We need something.
So maybe having Ince and Edwards, two attacking-minded wingers they've both played in the Premier League, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
Why not? Why not?
Experience.
So let's look at the Blackburn game. You guys might need to help me out. I haven't seen much of this Blackburn game. But we're going to start with 3-word reviews today. Chris says, another disappointing result. Ian said, deserved a point. Luke says, sign a striker. Phil, relegation battle looming. Interesting. Reese says pitch was shocking. Lee said should have won. Dave, Brentford, deja vu. Dale, no end product. Joe switched off again. And I guess by like Dave's point, another good performance away from home, like we did against Brentford, and just nothing to show for it.
Yeah, nothing. It was, Chris, it was a disappointing result, 100% disappointing. I think we thought we got to the end of it, didn't we? And take the 1-0. No, sorry, the 0-0. And then that happened. We did deserve a point, so I can't argue with those. Relegation battle looming, boys. What do you reckon?
Nah, not for me. Not for me. We've gone to Blackburn and put in a really, really good performance. And I didn't think we once looked like that we were going to lose that game. I didn't think we were going to win it, but I didn't think we were going to lose it. And it was fizzling out for a 0-0 from quite early on. But, you look at the fixtures coming up, I think out of the next nine fixtures, 7 of them are below us. Let's see where we are in a few weeks' time as to the relegation battle, but not for me. I think we're going to be okay.
Feels a bit of a pessimist then.
Just a little. Last week we had a little pop, or I had a little pop at producer Jacob for not putting the changes for in the running order. Today's done it. So Pearson, Ray, and Clark came in for Bree, Berry, and Moncur. I was surprised not to see Bree in the starting 11. Did we figure out if he must have had a knock or something? Does anyone recall what happened to Bree?
No idea.
Because he was class against Chelsea, and I think Bree, Brentford as well. I thought Bree was one of our best players, so hopefully he's back soon. I guess the game got underway pretty quickly, didn't we? With Sonny Bradley, Batara. I remember you put in the group chat, like 2 minutes in, I'm at work and I get a text saying, like, I love Sonny Bradley. And I'm like, yeah, I already know that, mate. What a tackle that was, though. That was, you watch that back and you think, how on earth he managed to get a foot in on that from that angle and not take him out?
And not take a penalty, yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah. I'll tell you why, mate, because the guy is unreal. Unbelievable player. There you go. That's why.
He was so far back, he had no right to get there. It was sensational. It was world-class tackle. World-class.
Yeah, it was. I think the thing is, for the first 10 minutes, I think it was all Sonny Bradley for the first 10, 15. I think he made a block, didn't he, as well? It was going towards goal, went out for a corner. He was just getting his, he made one mistake later in the game or whatever. But I just think, for me, Sonny, like, the whole back four did well. But Sonny, he set the tone for the rest of them. Yeah,
for me, he's the one player that has really, really stepped up. And, he's definitely a championship defender, without a doubt.
100%.
I would have said that in previous weeks we've moaned about the shape of the team at the start of a game, but I think for this Blackburn game it was right, and I think our defence were really decent. And with
whole back,
yeah, absolutely.
And with Sonny Batara, you've said for God knows how long, probably since we started the podcast 2 years ago, how much you love him and how much you rate him, and I feel like obviously. If you haven't heard the incredible interview we did with 5 Live BBC before that Chelsea game about losing his dad and his granddad, I recommend going and listen to that for a start. But I just feel like he's just been unreal and getting better by the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but like I keep saying that, I know it's a bit biased from my point of view sometimes, but does every Luton fan not see this? Because I'm sure I'd struggle to, to hear someone say, he's not a good defender, he's not calm on the ball, he's not, because he starts a lot of things for us. So now I keep going on about it and I repeat myself every bloody week. But look, we have a real centre half there, a proper one who can play the ball. Do you know what I mean? You could probably play him in centre midfield and he'd do a job. People go on about his pace and whatever else. You don't need pace, mate. He's got a brain.
Yeah. Do you know, the only thing for me that he's lacking is the 4 or 5 goals from set pieces or corners a season. That's the only thing lacking. Other than that, defensively, I rate him. He's really, really good.
He was known for his goal scoring, weren't he, before he joined us? At Plymouth, I think he had like 10 goals, and Crawley, he had like 8 or 9 in a season once. Yeah. Just hasn't really found that scoring form with us.
But I think equally that's one of the issues throughout the team. I think it's probably the balls into the box. Okay, we had Sheehan for a while who could deliver, but, Dewsbury Hall now, but we haven't had quality into the box, really, for him to get onto. So maybe if we can get more balls into the box, better balls into the box, he might get a few.
Yeah, and also, you go for Tom. No, go for it, mate.
I was what I was going to say was also as well, same as you. Basically, you notice as well when we take set pieces, corners, whatever else, we always sort of dink that ball to the right, deep, proper to the back post, where Sammy Bradley can just knock it back across. It's not like you knock it for him to score; it's like we knock it for him to assist.
Yeah,
and a few times causes problems of doing that as well. He causes problems doing that.
That's true.
And I was going to say, if you're expecting your centre half to score 10 plus goals in the Championship, then you're probably crazy. Because I think we'd like a striker to get to 10 plus goals, wouldn't we?
Well, anyone, to be fair, at this moment in time, anyone will be fine.
So not a load happened in that first half then, am I right? Producer Jacobs put here, there's a chance down the right-hand side, Cornick into Clark, but first half was all right.
We put an unbelievable amount of pressure on them the last sort of 10, 15 minutes. I thought we were going to get it. I thought we were going to go into half-time in the lead. Towards the end, we were the better team.
Easily the better team. Controlled that for that period. I thought we could push on, but we just didn't create. We didn't have that killer instinct, did we? In that last third, we just didn't have it. But we had a lot of possession. We played a lot of good passing, a lot of good running, but that final chance didn't come out.
Yeah, can I also say as well, Pelly Ruddock went through on goal as well. I'm pretty sure he scored.
Yeah.
I got my usual weekly message from you, Bataro, didn't I?
Yeah, the usual.
I don't like Pelly. He's awful. Did he not have a good game on the weekend?
I thought he was our worst player on the pitch on Saturday.
I think the problem is he's had some really good games for us, hasn't he? He's had some really, really good games for us.
Not recent, apart from the Chelsea game. Really.
But he has. Yeah. You can't deny that he's been a decent player for us, and you cannot dismiss him as a player. However, this last performance wasn't particularly good.
There was a moment in that first half. I think it might have been after that shot, Bataro, or it was a chance that we were attacking, and he just gave the ball away. They broke, and the ball ended up with Sluga. And Sluga went to distribute the ball, and Pelly was still huffing and puffing to himself, walking back towards the goal. Dewsbury Hall ran past him and received the ball off Sluga.
Yeah.
The difference.
That's the difference. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is with...
Not really excited. Oh, sorry, on.
I was going to say, what do you think it is with Pelly? Because he's got the attributes to be good, doesn't he? And that second half against Brentford, I thought he was great, and I thought he was the one, he was the Pelly we know and like. Why don't we get that every single game from him?
I'll be honest, I think he's a lazy bastard at times. Because, people, I know I've been criticised for saying that in the past, and I don't care, I'm going to say it again, but there was a lot of times on Saturday, right, especially in the second half, right, and he was, I can't really show what he was doing, but he was just sort of like squatting, not moving, walking around the pitch, pointing at everyone else, doing that, shouting at everyone else. And I thought, mate, you run, you go and do that. Stop fucking ball watching, because it's what he does. He ball watches. And he takes so long. Ball into feet or whatever, he takes so long to distribute it as well.
My argument when people say a player is lazy is that if you think a player is lazy, surely the manager can see that as well, which means I think he must be doing something that Nathan Jones likes, which is why he's playing every week. He must be doing something correctly.
Maybe he's not in there for the work rate or this and that. He's there for a bit of quality, but we need to see a bit more quality then. That's the case.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit and bash him, whatever else. I'm not going to sit and bash him. I do like Pelly. Obviously, he brings a lot of character to the team, but I don't like the way he's playing. I'll be honest, I don't like the way he's playing. I don't think he's good enough at the moment. I
think that's spot on, Bataro. I think we all want him to do well. We all want him to be the player he can be. But it's just sort of a bit like Cornick. We want him to be the player he can be, but these players are running out of time. They're running out of games.
Yeah, he's just not getting it on. You want him to be consistent, don't you? You want him to be like Ricky Hill was every week. That's an old reference, everyone. Every week, you know that Ricky Hill didn't put in a bad performance, really. That's what
it probably didn't help. It probably didn't help in that everybody else was actually playing around him really well.
Pretty
Clark
decent.
Played well. Ray played well.
I thought Lockyer had a good game.
Yeah,
Lockyer.
So really, he stood out because he was the one that didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
Producer Jacobs in the notes today. I don't believe he's written these. He's clearly copy and pasted from somewhere. He says, Cornick was found in space on the right by Dewsbury Hall. He shaped to shoot, but Blackburn blocked the attempt. I don't believe Jacob wrote the word he shaped to shoot.
Give him some bloody credit.
Talk us through this chance then. Was this a chance for Cornick? Was it a half chance?
Oh, do you know what? I can't even remember it. When was this?
I don't know, mate. I haven't seen the game. I'm just copying producer Jacob's notes here.
I don't recall. I don't recall.
No.
That chance. I mean, if it was no, when was this? Second half?
Yeah, it would have been second half.
Yeah,
we'll just ignore that then.
No,
I don't know.
no, there must have been a chance. Do you know what? The thing is that I thought I didn't think Cornick had a bad game. I thought he run the ball quite well down the line.
Typical Cornick.
Yeah, but I just don't remember any chance. I generally don't remember any big chances from us, and that's the disappointing thing. We had such a good performance, and then we didn't create the chance.
So Blackburn took the lead then in the 85th minute. Really poor goal to concede. Potts goes down. The referee takes the ball to the halfway. I didn't even know this was a rule. I always thought if the player goes down or the ref has to stop play, they play from where that player went down. But this is not the case, right?
Where he stopped the game. So where he stopped the game. I thought.
How does that make any fair sense?
Because the incident happened. Potts took one in the. Did he take it in the chest or I don't know? And at the time I thought, oh, that was a bloody good idea. Stop them from coming forward. Just lie there for a bit, waste a bit of time. The ball will get back. We'll defend because we've been defending really well up to that point. And he drops the ball where he stopped the game. And let's get one thing straight here. Doesn't matter if he when he dropped it. But none of our players were switched on at that point. None. And I can understand why Nathan Jones was really peed off with it.
What is the argument with the players? Because obviously, if they're all moaning about not being switched on, has the referee just randomly dropped it without us knowing? Or
it's a difficult one, isn't it? Did he apologise? Genuinely?
Yeah, he apologised apparently to Tom Lockyer. Apparently.
Really?
You want to see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, if he apologised, then he should have said, we'll do that again. Tosser.
But I know this is at the end of the game, I think.
Yeah, I think it's in the change rooms afterwards.
Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? Because he knew at the time what he was doing. I mean, the rule is you drop the ball back to them because he stopped them with the possession. That's the new rule. It's the non-competitive drop ball, which I hate, but I can see the reason why. Normally, they drop the ball, you kick it out for them to have a throw-in or something, wouldn't you? In years gone by, that's what would have happened. We'd have got the ball and we'd have kicked it back to them, and there wouldn't have been an issue.
Because I didn't see it with the restart, so I didn't even know we restarted. The next minute, fucking ball's gone forward, and I was like, "Hang on, what's going on?"
It was for me personally. It was almost like he was shielding the ball from our players to drop it in front of their player. That's what it looked like. But that doesn't disguise the fact that as a professional footballer, you should be watching what's going on. And if you're not, and the same thing happened at bloody Chelsea, didn't it? Really, let's be fair. The same thing happens. We switched off for a couple of seconds, and boom, we lose a goal.
And you can't do it in this league, and you can't give Adam Armstrong that much space at the near post, or wherever it was.
It was an epic.
Or
space.
Gallagher.
No, neither of them.
And I know Nathan Jones said in his post match as well that Gallagher in them last 3 games we've played against Blackburn has been the main attacking point when they go long, and we just didn't deal with it again, which is disappointing. But it's promising signs, isn't it? And then we thought we had an equaliser. Last few minutes, free kick in, headed back across by Bradley. Hilton somehow misses it. No idea how he's managed to do that, but it's all irrelevant in the end because he would have been offside. But Cornick gets the ball in the net. Right decision, weren't it? Would you say after seeing replay?
I haven't watched replay. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen anything.
Brad. Sadly, he was off.
He was offside.
Yeah, he was off.
Fair enough.
It was close. It was close, but he was off.
You might be able to try and argue the fact. You might try and argue the fact that maybe a defender touched the ball as well when they were trying to head it across the goal. You might try and argue that fact, but no, he was off, and it was disappointingly off. But
be interesting to see how important Lockyer's touch was. Like, did he need to touch it, or could he have just left it and then we could have had a free header back across and that goal would have stood? But maybe then that would have meant Bradley doesn't get that header back across.
True. But there is an argument that there was 2 heads at the same time at the ball. You could argue just tentatively that maybe it just touched the player, but disappointingly, if you thought the game was sort of live at that point, how did Hilton not score? No idea. But then Cornick did score, so it doesn't matter, does it?
I'll be honest, lads, I can't really have an opinion on this because as soon as the flag went up or whatever happened, it was disallowed. I launched my phone and I just walked off. 'Cause I just lost it because I thought that is such fucking Luton, or it's so typical. Do you know what I mean? Because it's one of those things, you know, that you've conceded late on and you've got the chance, you know, to amend it, but and then that goes and happens. It's just, you think to yourself, well, that's just typical, isn't it? I'm sure you lads had a few choice words.
I did a celebration lap round the table. I thought we'd equalised. I was so annoyed. That it didn't count. But when you look at it logically and you look at it, you know, without your rose-tinted specs on, it was definitely offside, which is a sad thing.
Yeah.
And you look at our last few fixtures there, and obviously we've had, 3 defeats in a row now in all competitions since that Bournemouth win. But Brentford and Blackburn have been, you look at it and you think, how have we not taken a point or 2 points at least for them games, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's encouraging, right? We just
we didn't embarrass ourselves at Chelsea, you know, so it's all good. It's all good. We don't want to be too down on it.
So this is where maybe the new signings, which we're still waiting on confirmation on anything happening, but it could come into play. And that bit of extra quality, because we have only scored, 6 goals away from home this season. And we're losing a lot of games away from home 1-0, it seems. So it would be quite nice just to stay in the game and actually get a goal, wouldn't it? It'd just be nice.
Yeah, and also, lads, Joe Morrell was in the squad as well on Saturday.
Shocking it.
Give that a shout out. Oh, Morrell.
Was he in the squad?
Yeah,
he was on the bench.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
Hurrah.
Well, we wanted to focus on Harry Cornick today because he played his 150th game for the club. I guess when you look back at what Cornick's done for Luton, you can't complain or moan. And obviously, we'd like him to keep improving and get better and better and score 15 goals a season. But if we just look back, when we signed him, he was quite a raw player, weren't he? Like raw talent. And he really just settled down with us in League 2 and League 1, didn't he, Harry Cornick?
Yeah, he's more of an impact player, wasn't he, to begin with? In, was it League 2? If I'm not mistaken, and obviously League 1 he pushed on, and then I think he did not start more games in the Championship last season than in League 1.
I think that could be potentially true, yeah.
Obviously, that's just going off the top of my head. I haven't seen it anywhere, but I just remember him being more of an impact player when we first got him. Just a bit of pace off the bench, up front, here and there, do you know what I mean, left or right, whatever. But, no, I just mean, like I said, like Cornick, I'm not going to say anything bad about him because I love the bloke. He's not quite on the Sonny Bradley level, but like I said last week, I'd rather have him in our squad than against us. So
yeah, you don't have to be bad about him. I would say when he's on his game, he's quite an exciting player to watch. I like him. I like, sometimes when he takes those players on down the line and he's potentially going to get a good cross in. Yeah, great, love it.
And he was on his game on Saturday. I thought he had a very good game on Saturday. He looked hungry on Saturday. He was up for it.
It's ball carrying as well. I think it's second to none. His ball carrying up the field. It's great. And obviously, Greg, you like to say it's predictable at times, but yeah, maybe. But defenders still can't stop him, or midfielders still can't stop him from going past him. Sorry.
They need to stop him with his end product, but.
Yeah, but listen, you said it wasn't going to be a Cornick bashing thing.
No.
And
sorry,
so the thing is,
he loves the.
Yeah, right.
I do love him, really.
Yeah, you do, and you should, because you know what? He's done some great things for Luton Town.
I know, but I guess this is how Bataro feels about Pelly, is that I want more from Harry Cornick. I want more from him, and I feel like at the moment he can do better than what he's giving.
But you recognise his potential. That's what you're saying, and you want a bit more.
But can I just say, his effort is a lot more than Pell's as well. Without bashing Pelly again.
100%. 100%.
There's a Bataro phrase. 100%. Well done.
Yeah.
Anybody playing Bataro bingo? That's one off that one.
When you look back at Harry Cornick and his Luton career so far, is there a game to you that really stands out in your head? Like just off the top of your head right now, a Harry Cornick game where he was just unplayable or really good? Because for me...
Go on, Luke.
I was going to say, for me, I remember that Exeter away game. Was it in League 2, Batara? We were in the home end and we won 4-1. And I think he got that assist for Collins. I think he scored that night, maybe got another. I think he got 2 assists that night. And for me, I just remember him. I was like, wow, what a player we got here.
And you couldn't even cheer those because you were in the home end, boys.
Can I just say another one? Yeah, true. We did still celebrate, didn't we, boys? But, another one, like, I think it's Wickham as well. Wickham away in League 1, I believe it was as well. The ball carrying, like I say, the ball carrying from him, and I think it was a cross that led to the goal, the winner.
Collins last minute.
Yeah, I think it was him,
and
that got the ball in the box, whatever.
For me, I can't remember the whole game. I just remember he had quality moments, but Charlton away, that the one that ended our good run of wins, where I think we lost 3-1. But he scored an absolute worldie. But I just remember overall, he when we were on top, he had a really good game there.
Yeah. I feel we can think of many games where Cornick's actually played really well, because I think there's more games where he's played well than he hasn't. Do you know what I mean? So, but you always get positive feedback from me about Cornick, so I can't ever slate him. Even when he doesn't, even when he goes through sometimes down the right hand side and pulls the ball back across, it goes straight into the keeper's arms like it did, I think, twice on Saturday. But look, you can't always have it. Like I say, he'd be a Premier League player if he was to, give the final product 100%. So
yeah.
I think for me, I still kind of, I don't know why, but I still kind of think of him, he might be 19, 20, and he's going to be a hell of a player one day. But he's just about to turn 26. And you go, again, is this as good as he gets? Is that his lot? Can he improve anymore at 26? He's got championship experience now. So I don't know, you kind of want him to be younger and develop more, but I don't know where he's going to go from here. Do you think he's got? Do you think he's going to stay with us and he's got a future at Luton, or is he going to? Do you see his future elsewhere?
I think he's got a future at Luton for next season at least.
Yeah,
but I'd be very surprised if we got rid of him straight away now. I think we should, give him credit.
You say get rid, like we're just chucking him away.
I don't mean get rid. I mean if he left the club.
I meant do you think someone will come in for him?
No.
Does teams above us think they'll come in for him? If not, he's at his level, isn't he?
I think he's at his level with Luton at the moment, and I think unless he gets like 10 plus goals and 10 assists, then I don't know. I can't see a club coming in for him.
10 plus goals and 10 plus assists. Well, then he'd
not all 10 plus assists, but I did say and. My bad, mate. Sorry.
To be honest, I mean, even if you get sort of like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 assists a season and about 8 or 9 goals or whatever, 6, 7 goals, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with like a one from a right winger, right midfielder in the system that we play as well. I'd be happy with sort of like, a contribution every 3 games. I'd be happy with that.
Well, here's what some of your guys said about Harry Cornick on Twitter today. Sparky says, I fear he would play better on loan to a League 1 or League 2 club. One of those who are forever thankful, but probably not part of the next stage of our journey. Football relies on scoring less or as many as the opposition. Does it? He is not involved in letting in fewer. Next steps due. That nearly makes sense, doesn't it?
No.
Nearly makes sense.
Not at all. Sparky.
Football relies on us scoring more than the opposition. Sparky, come on, get it right. James says he's the best winger at the club. Pacey, causes troubles for defenders, carries the ball well, good vision, just needs his end product worked on. But we've been saying that about him for a couple of years. Chris says he's a key player, has to start as a winger, not a striker. He carries the ball well, and few fullbacks can keep up with his pace. He just lacks the end product. Which I
love that as well. Key player. He is a key player. People, you need to remember that. He is a key player for us.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? He's 150 appearances. You can't knock that. That's a lot of appearances to make for one club, isn't it? And
because in the past, and I say this again, being an older supporter than you guys, in the past it was when you had a player for your team, ergo Ricky Hill or someone, that they stay with your club for quite a long time, so you get to know how they develop as a player. In this day and age, they come along, they're at your club for a couple of years, they go to another club, or you move on from them. So for me personally, 150 games is a good thing to reach for a town. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Well done, Harry Cornick. If we get into sorry, I sound really sarcastic, but I didn't mean it. If we get into some questions today from Twitter and Instagram, this one is on Cornick. Adam says, is Cornick's throw actually that long?
Yes.
I
just love the way it came out of nowhere. Like, where did this come from?
Yeah, well, you've got to refer back to that moment in commentary where Simon Pitt said, and we all know Cornick's got a long throw, and everybody looked at each other and went, No. Since
Do
when?
we?
Since when has he ever done that? So, Pitsy, you can answer that question. Just come on to our social media and let us know.
Anthony says the difference was a striker on Saturday. End of conversation. What do you guys reckon?
Well, no, the difference was not making that major opening. You don't have to have a striker to make a really great chance, do you?
Yeah,
We need
sometimes.
delivery. We need
Delivery.
That's exactly what it is. We've got a striker. Colo scores goals. His last quality game, Preston at home. Look at the goals. The Pelly ball into the box. He was there. You know, the third goal, it was played into his feet on the edge of the box. He puts it in. You think of Huddersfield away when he slammed that one in. You know, if you put the ball into Collins in the box, he will score. We don't do that.
Well, he's always going to get the ball, isn't he? He's always going to get the ball.
I was going to say, I feel like we need a different type of striker, and I feel like the difference is a type of striker because we need someone who's going to play on the shoulder of a defender. I know we ain't got the money to do that.
Whatever it was. We've got Nombe though. We've got Nombe right on the bench at the moment. I mean, we've got him on loan to see how he does, and then for future and whatever. But if you're not going to give him a fucking game or whatever, what's the point in having him?
Yeah, that's true. And like sometimes we say it's the service into Collins. Sometimes I feel like could Collins' movement be better? Could he make more runs that opens up space for our wingers to get in maybe?
I think he works really hard.
No, I think he works hard, but could he be clever with his movement?
Well,
I heard Gary Neville. Gary Neville's on the West Ham Liverpool game at the weekend, and he was talking about how Shaqiri needs to start making more clever runs, which is going to open space, maybe take a defender away, which will open a pocket of space for a player to go into. Does Collins do that enough?
I would say that people know Collins is a threat, so sometimes they double up on him. Sometimes they mark him man for man, and he does tidy up that or create that space. It's just frustrating for me that he always seems to be not in the place where you want him to be when the cross comes in, because he's gone and got the ball and he's crossed it in himself.
Yeah. He's a very defensive forward though, isn't he, as well? He does a lot of donkey work. I think we've said it a number of times, but he needs someone up there with him sometimes, and there's no one up there with him to run him behind. If you're expecting Collins to run him behind, then don't, because he hasn't got the pace for starters. You want him to come to feet, you want him to show, do you know what I mean? You want him to sort of like peel off, maybe like here, there and everywhere, but maybe not in behind, because he's not the quickest player and he will get caught.
Some new news for you just coming in then. Elliot Lee has just joined Oxford on loan for the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
No complaints about that. I think his time's just time, isn't it, for Lee maybe to go find a new challenge.
Yeah, and we wish him well, right? We wish him well. We hope he does well.
So Sean asks, how many points are we going to get from the next 3 games? We've got Huddersfield home, Birmingham away, Cardiff at home. Realistically, out of that, would you say, I'm going to say 7 points.
I've written 7. I've written 7 down. I'd be very disappointed if we didn't get 7. 6 would be great. 7 would be better.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
9's doable though, isn't it?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go with 9 as well. You know me, I'm always wanting the extras. But at least 7 would be great. If we don't win the first one, I'll be gutted.
I think you've got to look at them 2 home fixtures and expect a win. And then you'd probably say the away fixture against Birmingham, who are probably the worst team we've played at home this season, you'd say, wouldn't you?
They're shy.
And if I'm right, they haven't won at home since something like October.
Ah, well.
Oh,
That's
why
Birmingham
would you,
winning
why
all
would you
over
say
it.
that? Oh, come on.
Why did I say that?
Oh, you haven't as much drink as us, have you? That's the problem. Damn.
Fuck's sake.
I hate people like that. You just jinxed it. If we don't win next week, we'll come around your house.
Andy.
Socially distanced fight.
Probably still lose. Andy says, what are your thoughts on Kyle Edwards? This is the West Brom player that we've been linked with, or apparently he's going to be signing on loan for us from West Bromwich Albion. I think we spoke about him earlier on, but he does look like an attacking winger, pacey winger. I think Andy Burgess, the former Luton player, has got his own blog on Twitter now. He likened him to like Kazenga Luwalawa, like trickery and pace. I'm down for another player like that.
He's quality, man.
Just something different. We need somebody different. We need a new face to inject that little bit of extra into the team, and maybe this guy is the one.
Yeah.
What we're looking for, isn't it? A bit of pace and power. And we're certainly getting that. We're getting him.
Yeah, and
But the pace is the biggest thing. All throughout the team, we lack pace. So yeah, someone that can beat a man and go. Get round him and go. Push on.
With the exception of obviously our marvellous loan signing, I would agree with that.
Well, of course, yeah.
Jason says, will the likes of Collins, Bradley and Pelly and all others out of contract leave? And who do you see staying? I'd hope we'd tie them all down, wouldn't you?
Let's hope the majority of them stay at least. Maybe you can expect one or two.
Collins is the only one for me where I don't know. He obviously isn't informed, but he also doesn't look like it. I mean, he came off early against Blackburn. Who's like 10 minutes to go?
Yeah, I agree with you.
So you just wonder if something's happening there. But no, Pelly will stay. Bradley, I hope, will stay.
The point
I
is,
hope Collins stays.
If they're out of contract, who's going to come in for them in the same division if he hasn't performed in this division? So he'd have to drop a league if he really wanted to go, I would have said. So I would hope Sonny wouldn't go.
You say that, but I know Collins has missed a lot of chances and stuff, but you put him in a good side, maybe he gets more chances, maybe he gets more goals.
I suppose.
But without a doubt, yeah.
But
exactly he would do 100. Yeah.
But isn't that exactly what we've been saying all along in the last few weeks? He needs a bit more service. He needs to play in a different role, and then maybe he'll take the chances that he gets given. Create the chance for him to put it away properly, and he might do it. But we just need a more prolific striker at the moment. We don't have that. He's not that at the moment.
Kieran says, how do you view our ambitions for next season? He's already written off this season. Stay up.
Well, I would start with saying consolidate and head for the playoffs. That's what I would say. Consolidate and head for the playoffs. I think the biggest turn for us will be the new stadium. And until we get that new stadium, we need to just make sure we retain our championship status all of the time.
That's what I was going to say as well, Dave. I agree with that. That's what I was going to say. As long as we stay in this division and just keep improving, even if it's like one place every single year, it don't matter. Just consolidate, stay in the league, and push on from there. You get a new stadium, you get more investment, you get new players, better quality players, without obviously being horrible to the ones we got.
And genuinely, get rid of that hashtag teams like Luton. That's what I would say. Get rid of that.
Yeah. I think we'll start seeing a bit of a different Luton. We've still got those guys that got us through with the promotions and everything. Elliot Lee's already sort of half out the door today. I think with the likes of Berry and Hilton, Shinny's obviously going to be on his way as well. I think we'll start losing those players and see the new Luton.
The squad's going to develop, isn't it? The squad must develop. It must develop for us to survive and progress. There are times when players have to leave your club, and if it's their time now, well, thank you for your help, and we move on. That's how I look at it. I just want to make sure that we consolidate our position in this division and then press for that promotion. But the biggest thing will be Power Court. The biggest thing will be Power Court. Once we get that, we're gone. We're up there. Look at Brent. I know disrespect, but look at Brentford. Look what they've done. They've gone from Griffin Park to their new stadium, and they are challenging to go to the Premier League for the second season running. This is where we're going to be in a couple of seasons' time.
Well, let's hope so, and let's hope Power Court, when it does come around, is that turning point that we can maybe start pushing towards the playoffs and stuff, and the title and promotion would be great. How long we got left of deadline day? 3 hours.
3 hours.
Interesting. Yeah. 3 hours. Maybe we can expect two signings. Would be nice, wouldn't it? But that's all we got time for today. Keep up to date on everything Luton on our socials, in the town, and our podcast. Thanks so much, Darren and Batari, for joining us on Zoom. It's good to see you both.
It's always a pleasure.
Good to see you both. And 3 massive games coming up again then. Huddersfield, Birmingham, Cardiff. Let's hope for 9 points. Sorry, 9 points from 9. What are you doing next time if it happens? 9 points from 9.
Hang on a minute. He still owes a tattoo. He still owes a tattoo. Yeah. He can't make any promises now.
Our camera's stopped again, Batari. So if you want to do anything again this week.
What about this then? That's weird.
No. Just put it away, Batari.
Yeah.
Get it away.
Well, we couldn't see it last week. We didn't see it this week either.
Thanks so much for joining us. Get us on socials. In the town. We shall see you next week.